Okay, guys, so here's the basic deal. There are some judges at the Social Security Administration who make it nearly absolutely impossible to be found disabled. And what I think is interesting is that you have those individuals who essentially will say to people, just be honest. Just if you've got the medical evidence, you have nothing to worry about, which is a lie. It's incorrect. And it's honestly one of the most harmful things that you can do to a person who believes that they're disabled, has medical documentation, is severe, and then gets denied because they go in front of one of these judges. No, just being honest and giving rosy cheek answers ain't going to fix it. These judges are de facto proof of it. And one of the things you have to understand about these judges is that, I've heard rumors that basically there's like a magical line. And I don't know if it's true, but I would assume there's some truth to it based off of what I've heard. But if you give approvals or you approve people over a certain percentage, they go ahead and resubmit you for administrative law judge review training, where they're going to train you again. They're going to put you through the stuff again. Okay. However, I've never heard that there was a rule where if somebody massively denies people for disability benefits, that there would be any corrective measure applied. Let's talk about what that means. If that is true, it means the culture of the SSA is inherently broken, because the culture is not about getting to the bottom line of whether or not a person is truly disabled, whether they truly meet the severity requirements. That's not accurate. That would mean that the culture of the SSA is biased in preference towards denials. Now, we know mathematically that there is a preference towards denials on behalf of the Social Security Administration. That preference was particularly high during the Obama administration. Now, you go back to the 90s, and there were 67% passage rates, and even higher the farther you go back. If you look at the current day, it bounces around between 41 and 44. Okay. The ironic thing is that when we had Obama, we saw usually around a 41% approval rating with the ALJs. That's what it kind of ended up being as it went down. And so the sad part of this is that we can now mathematically show when there will be a bias or reduction in approvals from administrative law judges. Now, this can only occur. It can only occur if those who train the judges are able to manipulate the ultimate decision-making patterns of those judges. Hang in there with me, because this is an important video. If a group that trains the judges has the capacity to alter the decision-making capabilities, which they do because they train the judges in total now, then what happens is you can change not just the rules, but the decision makers and the percentage of approval path to go consistently downwards. If you have that, you can create a downward slope of approvals. And we now know, looking at the data, that every time there's a financial crisis, about a year to 2 years afterwards, we see a significant dip in approvals by judges. Now, with that said, these are the judges with the highest percent likely denials in America, which proves that these judges have an extreme preference for denying disabled people. Now, there was one judge up in Jacksonville that we used to say as attorneys, no matter what, he would deny people that were in a coma. He was the leader for the most part when it comes to lowest percent passage rates. And as a result of that, I had a hearing with him way back, I don't know, 10 years ago. And the thing is this, that judge was going to deny the claimant no matter what. No matter what. I mean, sure, there's always the tiniest little sliver that potentially could have approved the claimant, but to me, it was an absolute, for sure, denial. Let's go through these individuals now. That way, if you hear a name that you recognize, you are aware that the likelihood of approval is extremely low. Okay, here we go. Number one on the list for highest percent. No, let's start at the bottom. Okay. The 10th most aggressive judge when it comes to denying disability claimants is Gwendolyn Hoover. She's based in Harrisburg. Total disposed claims 101, which is lower. Most judges have, higher. You'll hear the other ones are higher than that. Total decisions were 62. Total awards were only 13. Denials were 49. Fully favorables were only 6. Partially favorables, 7. Denial percentage, 79% denial rating. Award percentage, 21%. Paul Isherwood, Phoenix Downtown. Now, this is the person who has the highest amount of claims that have been basically, gone through. 421 claims. Decisions, 317. So he's been around for many, 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 many years. Awards, 61 out of 421 cases. Denials, 256. Fully favorables, 50. Partially favorables, 11. 81% denial rating, 19% approval rating. Number 8, Gordon Masilovic, San Antonio. 307 cases, have been around for a very long time. Decisions, 222. Awards, 39. Denials, 183. Fully favorables, 29. Partially favorables, 10. 82% denial rating, 18% award rating. Next one. Joyce Francis, Knoxville and Middlesboro. 347 cases, so been around for a while. 292 decisions. 46 awards, 246 denials, fully favorable 34, partially favorable 11, 84% denial, 16% award. Suzette Knight, Richmond. And remember, I've had many of these judges, so I'm not going to say anything personal about them in this video. I can't as an attorney, but I've had many of these judges. Suzette Knight, Richmond, 379 total disposed cases. Decisions, 241. Awards, 35. Denials, 206. Okay. 18 fully favorables, 17 partially favorables, 86% denial rating, 14% approval. Kevin did a $2 donation. So he sent me an email, info at disability resolution. Super cool. I'll check it out tomorrow. And then we'll kind of catch up. Next one, Catherine Ma. A lot of these names are very familiar to me, which is, it happens. When you do a lot of hearings, you get these people. Catherine Ma, Cleveland. 254 total disposed cases, 170 decisions. Okay. 24 awards, 146 denials. Fully favorable was 15, partially favorable was 9, 86% denial rating. 14% award rating. Next one. Remember, I'm in Florida, so I see a lot of Fort Lauderdale. Valencia Jarvis, Fort Lauderdale. 325 total disposed cases. She's been around for a while. 233 decisions. 32 awards, 201 denials, 25 fully favorables, 7 partially favorables, 87% denial rating. 13% award rating. Diane Davis, Colorado Springs, yep. Total disposition, 285. Decisions, 189. 24 award, 160. I'm smiling because, 165 denied. Fully favorable, 9. Partially favorable, 15. 87% denial rating. 13% award rating. Runner-up for the judge that denies the most disabled people from their benefits. Peter Lee, Newark. 266 total disposed cases, 161 decisions, 18 award, 143 denied. 16 fully favorable, 2 partially favorable, which tells you he doesn't like to do moving alleged onset dates, just likes to deny them. Denial percentage, 89%. Award percentage, 11%. Know this one. The number one judge in America that denies an unfathomable amount of individuals, truly astronomical, even worse than the judge that was in Jacksonville that was quite famous for his denial ratings. Kathleen Cadlick, Las Vegas. 267 total disposition of cases. Decisions 160, award 10, denial 150. Fully favorable 5. Partially favorable 5. So out of 267 cases, she's only approved 10. Denial percentage 94% denial rating. Award percentage 6%. She is currently in America the only judge who is in the single-digit category for approvals for disability claimants. And you would have to fathom, what is it that she would be looking for from these claimants to create a denial pattern that extreme? I mean, you'd have to be in compassion allowance listing land or exact meeting of listings, and even maybe that's not enough. Maybe that wouldn't be severe enough. Maybe it's just purely the extremes that would be approved. What I'd like to point out to you is that of these 267 total with decisions on 160, that was 267 claims where there was a human. Some of the humans were truly disabled under the severity code. Some of them were not. Some of them were fraudsters, and some of them were truly bedridden. And out of 267 people that came before her, only 10 were awarded benefits. That is incredible and horrific at the same time. So why do I bring this to your attention? What is the relevance for you to understand this? And of course, if you like these videos, please remember to use the like button. Don't be stingy with that like button. I bring this to your attention because when people say, K Wood 801, holy crap, she's my judge. Yeah, if you have one of these judges, it's almost certainly going to be a denial. It's extremely unlikely that you'll be approved. Doesn't matter if you have an attorney, doesn't matter who you are. It's just, very likely to be, denied. I bring this to your attention because there was a lot of comments where people are like, hey, if you're just severely impaired and your medical evidence says that, you're cool, you're good. Not so fast. If you get one of these judges, very unlikely to be approved, even when you have the medical requirements that are traditionally used to be found disabled. So I just want you guys to understand that. All right. I will be at the next video. The next video, just so you know, goes into essentially, which I'm really excited to do a video on, how do judges deal with drug users? We're going to be going through basically what they do, what types of questions they ask, the categories of drugs and drug abuse that occur for disabled people. And we're going to kind of bring some light and some excitement and passion into what happens in that arena. I will see you guys a little bit later. I see Diana Fernandez, an old school truck driver, because you're part of the club. Very cool. And I want to just point out just one last thing. When I saw President Biden coming, into the presidential role, I was kind of leaning towards, I had an expectation that he was going to go ahead and correct some of these extreme denial judges, or at least put somebody in who could go ahead and take a look at it, because it doesn't make sense. Look, guys, real quick, it doesn't make sense. 267 cases, only 10 were approved. 266 cases, only 18 were approved. 285 cases, only 24 were approved. 325 cases, only 32 were approved. That doesn't make sense. Like, the numbers just don't work out. So I was kind of hoping that we would see a shift in some of the, what I think is abusive administrative law judge, characteristics, rulings, things like that. But each year, the usual suspects, they keep popping back up. So anyways, guys, I will catch you at the next video. We're going to be going through how judges deal with drugs, the types of questions they ask, and hopefully we'll all kind of have some fun, learn stuff together, and go from there. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I will see you in about 6 to 7 minutes. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a review if you want. Google Disability Resolution PA or Disability Resolution Florida or Disability Resolution Law Firm. And then if you want to, you can always join the membership. That allows me to see in the chat specifically you pop up easier. Otherwise, it's very, very small. It's hard for me to see exactly what everybody's saying. But I will catch you soon. And basically, we will go from there. See you in about 7 minutes. Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.